Good morning everyone. Today we're just going to look at how to download the pattern from here. So this is going to be a PDF pattern. So I've got on and I've opened up the video, and as you can see I'm pointing my finger up, but unfortunately you're not able to put those links in until you get 1,000 subscribers. So if you would like to subscribe to the channel, you would be very welcome. So what we need to do to get the pattern is to come in, and I've got my mouse here, hopefully you can see it, and we're just going to scroll down the page just a tiny bit to where this grey box here is the description box, and the free pattern is just here. Hopefully you can see that. I'm going to put show, and this is the link to the free pattern here. Okay, click on that and it will take you over here to our free pattern, and this is a PDF. I've learned how to do that now. Make sure you've got 20 pieces of paper in your printer. Okay, if you want to save it, if you just click on this one, that will download it and it'll come down here and it'll download it into your download. So I'll show you how to do it. So you just click it here, look, there we go. Okay, and can you see it's downloading it here? And then when that's completely done, takes a second. Okay, it's done. Click on it, double click on it, and there it is, and that's saved it onto your computer. Okay, so just close that one for a moment. So we're going to go to the printer to print. Okay, we don't need to do any downloading or anything like that, it will just print straight off here. Okay, so there you have it. And you've got 20 pages coming up there. So what you want to do is click on your printer again, and the printer will come up. Okay, and you need to go in and look at your settings. So that's the setting for my printer, so make sure it's on the printer. I've got it printing for all pages, so that's going to be all 20. If you only want to do a few, you can put it into customized, and it will, you can then type in which pages you want to do. So if you just want what page 1, you just type in page 1 and so on. Okay, I'm just going to put it back to all because we're going to do all of it. I only want one copy of it, so that's fine, and I want it to be in colour. Okay, then come down to more settings. So I'm printing it in A4, so this pattern is made up in A4, so you need to print it in A4. Okay, pages per sheet, just 1. Default scale, no. When you get to here, you come in here and you want to put customized in it, and you want it at 100%. Okay, and if you get it into 100%, you'll get it the right size for your paper. Okay, and we don't want it to print both sides, and that is it. That's what we're ready to do. So I'm going to press print. There we go, there it is coming out. So I'm going to print off all 20 sheets and then we'll go to the table. So when you get your pattern, and it's printed, I mean, you might want to just print page 1 first, just to check you've got it all in the right scale, because you need to get your ruler and check that that is 1 inch, okay, both ways, like so. So check that off, and if it is 1 inch, then go ahead and print the rest of your pattern off. Okay, and that should work really well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start putting all the pieces together. What we're going to do now, it's important to keep the pieces on this piece of paper. So you've got your picture here. We're going to start by just putting the pattern together. So you've got piece 1 here. You've got piece 2, and these patterns just literally fit together exactly like that. Okay, and you don't have to do any wiggling around or cutting or folding or anything. I put a small piece of tape on to start off with, just to hold that in place. There you go. Okay, and a small piece up the top there to hold that in place. Just up there, and then I'll put a big piece down the whole length. And that basically is all that there is to it. So go ahead now, line up your edges and put all of your pattern together. Okay, so the way I like to do mine is I like to put them all together in long strips like this. I don't know why I did them in landscape rather than in portrait, but there you go. So what I would do is put them in long strips like this, and yes, you can see the 3 bottom ones starting at number 9 and finishing at number 20 are just for the skirt and the placket. So I'm just going to put that over to one side because we don't need to sellotape those to that. Put that to one side for a moment. These 2 bits need to be put together, so get them nice and lined up. And then we're just going to do exactly the same as we did before, just on those bits which are lining up there. We just want to put a piece of tape just there, there, here, that. So I'm just going to come in along and then just put the sellotape all the way along here. But with that one there, I'm not going to tape that because when I cut it off in a minute I can just make sure that that's all lining up properly. And then this piece can come off. I probably didn't need to tape that there. That piece off. I had a real job squeezing the dress pattern in there for the 14 inch. I'm just going to put in the 18 inch doll size, and this one is the 14 inch, the smaller one out of the 2. Just remove that tape a minute, and then I'm just going to line that up a bit better. Okay, so you might like to do that as well. That's better. That's much better there. Pop that little bit tape on that. And then the smaller piece. Okay, so if you don't want to do the dolls, you don't have to do the dolls. You can just do the child's dress, or you can just do the doll's dress, or whatever you like. So I'm going to go now and I'm going to cut out the dolls, and I'm going to put that to one side. So that's all you would do with that basically is cut it out, because there's no problem with doing any of that at all. Alright, so with these bodices, so I'm going to come around now, and I'm going to you could come around and just cut the outside of this, but what I'm going to do now, the reason why I don't want to cut this is because this pattern has got all my sizes on it basically. So what I want to do is make the size that I want. Right, so what I need to do now is to get a tracing of what I want, and then I'm going to cut it right down here, because we didn't need to stick these 2 bits together. What you can do at the beginning is look at what you've got and think, right, well that's my bodice front, that's my bodice back. Obviously those 2 need to go together, but we don't need to put those 2 together, so you can do that if you prefer to do it that way. Okay, and then you can cut around it, but I prefer not to, because it's easier when you are tracing it. If you've got it slightly bigger, then you can just sort of get your tracing paper on, stick it on, and then you can sort of do it like that. And then I'm just going to fold right down the centre on that seam there. Okay, so that's one piece, and that piece will go away. Do exactly the same with the other piece. So cut down your piece for your interfacing separately. And then cut this one out, and then fold it in half, and that also is ready to go into your box. Okay, and then we'll get the big skirt out. So I'm just going to now cut out all of these pieces across the top here, and then I'm going to keep my skirt as it is, as a whole piece, okay? Okay, so for your doll's clothes pattern, you're going to have two pieces like this. We just need to join it. We want to put the red spots, or dots, or squares on top of the other red squares on the other side, and just tape that together. 1, 2, like that. These down the centre, and then you should be able to just fold that like that, and that'll go into your envelope just like that. With this one, because we don't have the line where the arm is, I'm just going to fold it completely in half like that, and you can just cut that line the same as the other one. There you go. So that's your 2 there, and then you can either cut that out on the fabric like that, and just cut down through the middle on the fabric, because it's easier to put. You can have the 2 pieces of fabric, one on top of the other, and then put that on and cut that around, or you can cut those out individually. So that's ready to go into the envelope. Those 2 pieces are ready to go into the envelope. Your front bodice piece is ready to go into the envelope for the 18-inch size, and your skirt is ready to go into the envelope for your 14-inch size. But this one, we just need to go fold it in half again, because you don't quite get the neck in, and I really wanted to put both sizes of the doll clothes in there with this pattern. So I'm just going to come in around and just cut that and that there, and then you can see that you've got your neck is exactly right. Okay, so put that can all go into the envelope. So I hope this video is helpful. Thank you ever so much for coming and joining us. So if you did enjoy this video, I would love it if you could press that like button so that others can get a chance to watch. If you'd like to subscribe, that would be fantastic, and please leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Goodbye.